Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, Ibrahim. Beautiful day. May 16th, 2025. Today, May 16th, 2025. Another day. Salute people, over the years, everything is coming out. And I know say we don't need for come and re-emphasize the point. Like I say, the points that we've been making over the years, and I don't begin to see our way to manifest. Listen to Cashbox's message where they talk about the happy slave mentality, where they talk about, in fact, with mama they get for to go buy ice. I only imagine the epiphany, when the flashback where he hits Kashi now at this particular point in his life, where God don't bless her, where God don't create this opportunity for him to step outside of Sierra Leone and realize his full potential. The fact that those days they were celebrating those people, that they say like the privilege for God their host, but then the facts don't hit her now. We don't understand. Say, the one they were supposed to give it 24-hour electricity. Now we all get highs now, yours. And the same one they would go buy ice back from, where they punish we. They don't go, they take we have back, we left them back na door. Then they explain where my mother they left now and they go away if they don't get ice out in the field, so dejected. Hey, they touch me. And that is the story of millions of Sierra Leoneans today. But they are happy slaves. So the beautiful thing is this: when Cashbox and they can share the kind of experience here, I hope Sierra Leoneans will reflect and put themselves in those situations they are if they undergo them right now. Mama them, papa them. Let us see the light and understand, say, what thing that they go through, so it's not normal. Not to say for me. This that we say, I hope so that they take from their messages today. Very powerful messages. If only you sit down and think and allow your mind for reflect. For example, City Tunis, where we did a parliament, ECOWAS parliament, SLPP, where King Ho bribe him with that $110,000 Lexus LX 570 Super Sport. Then now young man go see and get like, I'm gonna get that nonsense they for done. This is the beautiful thing of social media. This is why these guys don't like social media, and this is why they continue for oppress power of the people. I listened to Brother Otmail this morning. Talk to Abdul Kagbo. They got fell we. You see, the problem in Africa, the party are lucky, the young boy don't get swear. The party, times are catching up with them now. The fourth industrial revolution, social media don't catch up with them. They're not able to keep up. Well, the young boy them, then they find ways them for formulate, so they go for keep up with social media. But they rubbish themselves. Because the facts are there to bear. Then they rubbish themselves. Abdul Kagbo, the whole PR system. They make like for saying, go file lawsuit at the Supreme Court. Where be saying that them pass the PR system December 7th. Keke Thomas and the Twitter, he said PR run pass na parliament. Abdul Kagbo, they know how they say, hey God, but the end go justify the means. Or the means go justify the end. One way or the other, NEIB. We go get to a day, another country, one day. One day, redemption shall come for Sierra Leone. Now, brother, because me, I don't listen to myself again, I didn't listen again, bruh. Because I know how they feel, why they listening guy there. So I can gladly with brother Otmail, they can scatter for we small law, no say that's what they talk. I don't doubt for listening them. Because all me focus now is when the ongoing political transition they take place, brother, I focus on. Because all this foolishness where they go to our country, so it is done. It is done. That day, it is done. Salon people, they left owner now, whether they rich. But that day go come when all of them guys there will be very irrelevant. It could be very irrelevant. They will be irrelevant. They pass the PR system the Supreme Court because they no say then they cause treason. They don't commit treason. When we hold them, Section 108, Subsection 8, Any alteration of this constitution is tantamount to treason. And run go to the Supreme Court. Say whether the Supreme Court don't pass her. No one know how we have to all the courts that pass the PR system. We get the constituency-based elections. I don't explain all anything there. So the parliament is illegal in itself. That is not a legally constituted parliament. Parliament will not get election result. They go pay for her. They shall pay. Sierra Leone, the forgiveness, forgive, let bygone be bygone, let's move on. I'm poor with country. We don't hold people accountable. We don't say mob justice. We don't say poetic justice. We don't say retributive justice. No, that's not what we're saying. But what we're saying is justice in itself is a tool for heal a nation. And therefore, the people of Sierra Leone forget justice. The people of Sierra Leone forget justice. And the only way the people of Sierra Leone will get justice, and we'll give them equitable justice. Let people we don't commit all these crimes pay for the crimes that they committed. You are innocent, you're innocent. You don't commit crime, you don't commit crime. But if you committed a crime against the people, you should pay. The parliament is illegally constituted. Now they aid and abet in the destruction of a democracy. Marabino Paul Salo by himself, and get the support of the parliament from Cheriko all the way now to Abdul Kagbo, and get the support of the opposition. All the one day where they move on to 2028, instead of them put their foot down and support Dr. Samura Kamara. And Dr. Samura Kamara, don't feel pressured by me. Don't feel pressured, but I'm just saying what's in the people and they say. Because at this point in time, the cat is out of the bag. What you don't tell, we say there is an ongoing political transition. So we know say and they tell you say that they can't transfer power. We know say and say they go don't sign some paper. So Marabian says say don't sign paper for handover power. We don't know. But ongoing political transition means say there is a team in place where they look at the transition of power from Marabio to you. Ongoing political transition. You don't mince your words. You meant everything you said. So therefore, until you don't put the cat out of the bag, let's put this case now open, Dr. Makamara. And I would ask for no more. Put her open. But I know say you get strategy. I know say in a man with get not only intelligence, but you get wisdom. And the patience where you get, my man, is a virtue. Somebody might get patience where God they do nothing for nothing. The patience where you get, you know, say a lot of we don't get her. What if happen? Because democracy is dying across Africa. It's a big problem now. Democracy is dying. And we get a responsibility for protect and preserve democracy. Let nobody don't lie by you. And that is why we stand with Dr. Samura Kamara, because he's the only person that is preserving democracy now in Sierra Leone. The only thing is, the world don't know much about Sierra Leone. People assume say we don't move on past the June 24, 2023 elections. They don't know say it's an ongoing fight, it's an ongoing battle. So all we say is, we know say Dr. Samura gets a strategy. Whatever that strategy is, we are patiently waiting. But the fact is this, if you don't tell me, you promise we don't say you're a man of your words. You say, when you tie up and it's fetch, you can't tell me. We know Randy. But every day Madam Bio stays in power, it becomes more powerful. This man has to go. All the problems all country get elected today, the Yenga, the Fatima Bio, Oktia, Koidu Holdings, this, that, nonsense, blah, blah, blah. All the distraction. We don't pay attention to that today. As sad as it is for all the thousands of people who have lost their jobs, I don't talk about that. They don't translate to thousands of jobs. Thousands of jobs. We sit down. We watch. We watch. Look, Suma Kamara, we deal with you. But to God and this day, the easiest and the fastest way for resolve this, bruh, what's in the international community? We don't talk. Bruh, what's in the happen? Can't talk now. The people and patience, they go thin. But they beg you back again. We will not continue for stay patient. Also, come on, far. I believe also they go not far again. Like oh brother, Hotmail the talker. Dr. Smart Command, there has to be measures now. You get the power. What they say, you say, but you don't talk and say, you know, nobody die for you sick. But we don't say the day we call, say salon people, hey, I ask you now, if you respect democracy, you believe in democracy, everybody stay home. We wait for the other camp for can say, we are not listening to Dr. Smart. Hey, we wait for them. We didn't have to wait. But everybody stay home and ask for the results. And then when I stay home because we know say we don't ask. And the international community don't promise we say there's going to be a transition of power. But it look like say Manabi don't miss all the deadline them. All the deadlines when they give Manabi for handover power, I don't miss her. They say APC continue for empower. The corrupt APC elements and continue for empower. But they like today, the Sumakama don't hold on to power in another country. It don't show say democracy they work. And therefore we stand with them. And listen to an interview where a guy, Jeffrey. The thing is, these guys are white men, but I don't care for we pass how we even care for we self. This guy in a Twitter, he gets a YouTube channel out, you know, the resistance movement, you know, they need help African countries them, especially like East Africa. Kenya is becoming a very terrible country as well. Democracy is dying in Kenya. Of course, Tanzania self, Biora Uma self gets your own problem in Tanzania, then the jail opposition. Sierra Leoneans, if we don't step up and take up our country, we are doomed. This is why Marabio has to go. And this is why I get for support Dr. Samara Kamara. Una the Allah 2028, una get for suffer like animals. Hey, I don't know in this game long enough. We don't know, we don't see. We know one let una suffer. Una get for come back and can't tell me, hey, we sorry, Ibrahim, Cashbox, brother Hotmail, you know. Patriotic Citizen, Master Salon, the APC Malika, all these boys, right? When I get for come back and say, we're not going to see what we're not going to talk, and get for happy back. But when I want to push for 2028, when I get for suffer, because you guys are nothing, we're not nothing, we're not like a, we're not the mass on top, we're not nothing. When I can't join a serious battle for save generations yet unborn, when I can't join this train. The Zion train, it's not for backbiters. When I can't join them, brother Bakar, where you? Una get the music then there, sister Yayo there. Una come join this train. It's moving. It's a moving train. Marabio is becoming emboldened. Marabio is see what's happening. East Africa, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Museveni done it over 40 years. Paul Biya de Dongana, the Cameroon. Marabio say, hey, if I keep pushing, and they reach a point where the international community will get nothing on me. Now I make the give all the organizations they had, the Koidu Holdings, Octia, all of these people, because they want to bring companies there where they can sign their own deal there with. Where they don't now say, okay, hey, we American money now, European money no come now, we get a company, and they mind no more, they do it here for give it. All this confusion with the Koidu Holdings and this and that, now because they want to get control over these multilateral, organizations that are country, of course, for just finance them. We're not going to continue for die, we're not going to suffer. We're not going to That's why I don't buy, don't sell, they don't put dog. They're not going for suffer. And picking they're not going for suffer. Now, we're not going for suffer. What are they talking to you? They can make play. We're not going for suffer. Ibrahim not get for suffer. Are they America? Okay, we pick okay. Una get for suffer. Una picking go suffer. Una the see Cashbox share in story, personal stories there with una. Yeah, mama they go buy ice block. Now the minister they host them up na Kingama Road or New England or outside of the Now he don't jump on them. Epiphany later, years and years later, it realize it share the story with una. Una still on the other side of Sumakabara, don't go sell. And the man this way sell, we hold the position today. It's saying victory one time. Una say the man don't sell. Una they think. Una they allow people for think for una. Una they think for una self. You know they sit down to yourself, you say, look, Sumakama, say okay, I'm not glad. We go hold a meeting with Marabio. We get a phone call with Marabio. Now say okay, I'm not glad. I not be one lay do. I mean, one Dr. Makma just come, we can call we all community law protest. If Marabio want kill. Now say that he position and we understand, fine. But this man don't go on and on and on. For that to resolve this matter, I don't tell you now. Dr. Makma was the one man in the middle. Ambassador Raima, now you say your mot. Now you talk for say, he encourage the APC for them to go into governance. They know one party state. How the people who vote for APC, they deserve representation. The members of parliament are there, I say, me, I don't go trust that. Me, I want to go to parliament. Me, I want to go work. Freetown City Council Mayor, even like you say, a lipstick, useless lady. And they are back there. I want to go to council. Cash all and coal. Instead, they are I want to go to council. All of these people, and they under. Then they pressure the one man in the middle, Dr. Samura Kamara. I don't talk rent here. This man say, okay. Before, they all can rush, then go because of the greediness, the selfishness, and the stupidity. All right, the international community don't say, let we resolve this matter, I'll go into dialogue. This is the American ambassador, Ryman, and they institute all this dialogue. Now, you make the dialogue now, the Skurma take a use them It tell the stupid one when they think for themselves. They say, where's your reach to dialogue? Where's your reach at table in London? It's done and dusted. Casual and cold, like the first person will come out and say it's done and dusted. Casual and cold. Hey, boy. Casual and cold, let me they arrest them. Detain them, lock her up. I bring a car, can do live. Oh, do that live then come up behind that boy young quietly. Incessant, never touch her again. Hey, boy, casual and cold, man with physical integrity, don't serve na the police, serve na the military. Hey, boy. Now in city Tunis, they all run with them, done and dusted. They say done and dusted. Berete they all, done and dusted. Because Aneskuruma tell them for see, in ECOWAS, as you get the opposition so to the table, it is the end of the case. This is the stupidity what we talk about. People don't think for themselves. If you're not positive, you get moral values. You're gonna say it's wrong. Just because I can't at the table for can't talk, no means say we squash all the no so left for all my move. No. Mrs. Master said for they get case, they get for settle. How did they settle? Now for make sure so that get right, and tell and say get right, so that get wrong, you get wrong. Hey, but this they say okay, not go into discussion just so that the country don't hang in the balance. The man agreed, then go into dialogue. He insisted the international community for them as part of the dialogue. Hey, boy, if you see don't, you don't go think for yourself, say yes. Okay, I'm not be glad you won't go into this dialogue. But at least Dr. Sumakuma pull videos after videos. They talk for say one team victory, a one team position where it take now a whole, say forget the power. You're not gonna use your sense, you think for yourself for a moment and say, okay, but you go to then the text out. I make hey, me Facebook page. It is a reservoir. We save una comments there. All day they save. I get for come back and buy tuna. Someone I go someone don't go selling victory board. No move on. How stupid can you be? It goes back to the example where Cashbox the give now. They left us Fornah. Hey boy, the property they left Fornah, one person sell up. We not agree. If someone come out sell, now make we say we don't agree. We would stand with them, but we don't say no sell. We stand with her now. We the fit this fit. We the tell her, hey, about 2 years this, it's not possible again for them to hand over power. For waiting. I like that 5 year I take, but we don't say no go take 5 years. But the fact of the matter is, democracy is dying, and democracy will die in Sierra Leone. Democracy will die because the people don't get confidence in the system anymore. Democracy is dead. When I don't listen to this lady where they talk, where you can share a platform with this white guy, where they discuss democracy, I want to listen. With some people, if we not take a position, we are doomed. Democracy is dying, and Dr. Samara Kamara, the only possible way to save democracy right now in Sierra Leone, everybody can join hand with them because when I get for so far, we can join hand with them. And Dr. Samara Kamara, we know say you guys strategy. They listen. We not listen to this interview together. We not listen to this.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Resistance Bureau, where my colleagues and I shine a light on the enduring struggles for freedom, the personal and collective campaigns against.
When I listen to the Resistance Bureau, that's what the YouTube channel did. Resistance Bureau, BUREAU. All right, that's what the YouTube channel. The Resistance Bureau, BUREAU. Go look at our YouTube. All right. Look them up on YouTube and you can watch the full live. But I make a lot of listen small something together. Let me understand what this lady lay out. The issues. She's a former Kenyan MP and a minister. I want to listen to her. I want to listen to this. I want to know why we do on social media. Democracy is dying across Africa. And in the richer point, the Westman not going for care about we. Hey, we go for reach a point back with a reverse back into military eras them. Like on the situation that in Niger. If not take them Sierra Leone, they reach a point, now some kind of militia group they can take over that country. Where if they're not guided properly, things could be worse past FID so. But when they reach the back where they go into the military eras, because democracy is not working for we. What we have is dictators. So now listen to this together. It is a YouTube channel, the Resistance Bureau. The Resistance Bureau, BUREAU. The Resistance Bureau. Now let's listen together.
Campaigns against oppression and the Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Resistance Bureau, where my colleagues and I shine a light on the enduring struggles for freedom, the personal and collective campaigns against oppression, and the oft undercovered issues in Africa and worldwide that we believe merit broader attention. I am joined today by Kenyan politician Martha Karua, a former member of parliament and justice minister, and most recently, Raila Odinga's running mate in the 2022 presidential elections. She is head of the People's Liberation Party and founder of the Pan-African Progressive Leaders Solidarity Network, which advocates for social justice and pushes for the release of political prisoners. Since today's focus will be on East Africa's expanding authoritarian contagion, there are few people better placed to speak on these issues. So thank you for joining us, Martha.
East African contagion dictatorship. It is a contagion in East Africa. The dictatorship is on the rise in East Africa. That is what this guy is talking about. When I can listen to this lady, this woman, where they break down what's in the happen. Sierra Leoneans, let we wake up. The lost generation, when I wake up. 18 to 25, when I wake up. The happy slaves, when I wake up. When I left for be happy slaves. Sierra Leoneans don't even know. Some of them don't even know what's in the go on in the country. They are so absent because, again, the media has been suppressed. Now, what's they want to know? Now they know. Some other through social media, and they catch up. But allow, listen to this. Listen to this lady.
And for helping to educate our audience on these important matters.
Thank you for having me, and I'm ready.
Brilliant. Well, let's just jump right in. I know we have a lot to get to, particularly on the topic of East Africa, because in the next few months, it will be home to several elections in Burundi, Tanzania, and Uganda. In each of these countries, the main opposition leaders are either currently in jail, their parties barred from participating, and confronted with coordinated, often violent attacks from partisan authorities. In particular, you have noted that the case.
So you see what's happening right now? Most of the countries are going to forget elections like East Africa. The opposition leader, they're all in jail. Well, what's Marabio do? He operates strategically because you know what for let them put on down that yesterday. So Marabio they learn from the dictators them. What's he do? He perfects the craft. He they go around there. So what he do? He infects the opposition. He set them up against themselves. Like how get to get so like today. And not go lock nobody. Go put on a cell. For say don't go lock them up. But the whole case against them that they hated them. Now they use for threatening them. They confuse them. Bribe them, whatever I do that, what you not do, forget them under in control. So you not go say, they not go say, Mama, look, I don't go lock the opposition leader. Mohamed Kamaremba will not say they make case against them, they say rape, and they lock her up, they left her, and not free now. They like it today. But we see how they do inside the election, they not go lock, Samura Kamara go lock, Miss Femi Claudius Colo, even them they harass them, go lock her up in prison for suppress them. So we get closer to the election, by that time they're gonna weaken the human. When I see how they operate in the country. So they Marabiola strategic, they don't want to let them look them because they don't say it becomes very obvious when you perform certain things them. So in the taking time for make sure say a perfecting craft from where they look at they are full man they were dictators them across East Africa and some West Africa. When I listen up. Now listen attentively. This woman they can break down this thing for una. Democracies are dying. Democracies are dying. That is why we have to stand up and take our democracy back. And that is why we deal with Dr. Samara Kamara. Now we could team up with him because now he stand up for protect with democracy today. Una listen attentively, everybody. Una listen.
That the case of Tundu Lissu, an old friend of mine in Tanzania, is emblematic of growing threats to democracy across Africa. Can you expand on this evaluation and explain what you meant by this?
If you look at Tanzania, the presidential elections are in October this year. They had the local authority elections, November, December last year, and it would be fair to say, from the eyes of the opposition and many credible onlookers, they were a sham. The current government claimed to have won.
You see, they talk about Tanzania. I don't say that's what Tanzania say you know, this kind of about oppression and suppression. Because that woman, in the day, I hope she would take control of her country. Because that woman there, you know, that Muslim woman and everything, they look, say, Tanzania, we might go fully be there, you know, at least things were working. But they said they get last year, November and December, they get local council elections them. And say it was a sham in Tanzania. And then now they get elections coming this October. Opposition leaders are in jail. I hope so that they get this woman clear because I know say the East African accent talking difficult for listen. But at the talk, una listen, una pay attention.
By 98%, which is an impossibility. Fast forward, Tundu Lissu, the main opposition candidate, the front runner against current President Samia, has galvanized members of his party to demand reforms before elections. Their mantra was no reform, no elections. And Tundu Lissu was arrested for addressing a rally where he urged the people not to go to elections without reforms. He was arrested and charged with treason, and he has been in custody since then. And the case is ongoing in court. The authorities in Tanzania were not satisfied incarcerating him on politically motivated charges. They also refused to produce him in court and demanded that he attends the proceedings virtually. I was in court that day alongside others as observers. His lawyers demanded he be brought to court. He himself boycotted the virtual session.
Una see, this woman here, she was a former justice minister. Now Kenya, it explained what's in the happening in Tanzania right now. How the opposition leader, because he organized a rally, telling people and for say, no elections if there is no reform. He said for reform some of the laws, the election laws. He says so moving forward, nobody never participate by elections if they're not reform. You know what they charge her with? They charge her with teasing. When they play with these words very lightly, teasing, then they play with her, so they play with November, waiting, they say that teasing, and Escobar, they go put her on a dock, exile them now in Nigeria. Then they play with these words and they use them now for threatening people, teasing. They lock the guy up. Therefore, let the guy come to court for they appear in person. They don't allow him for appear in person. They say for appear virtually. The guy said boycott the virtually. All of this thing happen. Some people are the plenty of Fornah. I don't understand. See, Africa is dying slowly. Democracy is dying across Africa. Una not to salon no more. Now make la tell go thank you today. Samura Kamara, he can walk away. Samura Kamara can say nothing. Abo, I come na go to England. When I see Fatima building the bluff for his citizenship in England, I get citizenship. She's a citizen of the United Kingdom. When I see when the Samura Kamara sit on Sierra Leone. If you want to sit on England, you say sit on England. I'll say, boy, I don't try, boy, do. Enough is enough. Let them suffer there. I don't work in that country. I don't try. Me picking it in a bad thing in England, they go take care of me, I go eat. Till I die now. And I say so. It's still the country, the fat fauna. There's some of them stupid enough for the Sierra to talk to Samura Kamara don't sell. I don't sell. When I listen to it happy across East Africa, what's the happy across Africa? When I get one person in Sierra Leone when they stand up today for democracy, Dr. Samura Kamara is the only hope. After him, now we for democracy, that country. Now we, if after Dr. Samura Kamara, if Dr. Samura Kamara betray we today, we are finished. Now we no more now get for stand up for democracy. The likes of us, myself, our brothers at Slam, Cashbox them. Of course, I know that why I talk about we know what I mean. Now we will get them on for stand up for democracy. We know what I mean. We understand what I mean. Dr. Samura Kamara is the only prominent Sierra Leonean delegate today who don't stand up for democracy. Instead of when come and support them, stand by them, young people them, when come and rally behind them for to protect democracy in that country today. Let the man who win the elections get in elections. When they go and sit on the fire them, power them, we don't sell long term. For say, Samura don't sell, but we'll move on to 2028. Una get for suffer. And they talk, let the word suffer, if it sound like suffer. Let you know, say, where you suffer, you suffer. Like how some people in the suffer. Like how they suffer, so. And they talk their way there, and they feel that joke that play. Una get for suffer. Una can't stand behind Dr. Samura Kamara. Don't continue for listening this, mommy. Where they analyze what's happening in the East African region. Una listen.
The court ruled in favor of the state, but after international outcry, the court has reversed itself, and he is now going to be produced on the 19th of this month before the court in Dar es Salaam. We hope to be there to witness that. So you can see it's not only politically motivated charges, but denial of his rights. In the meantime, the opposition.
Una see? So the court rule, hey, the judiciary demo across Africa is dying. Judiciary is them, then they're in the favor of the government, then they work with the governments there. So again, everything is crumbling. All the institutions, we for protect the people, they crumble. Una sit down and the Allah said that to some sell. The man who can fix the judiciary for we, the man who can fix with democratic systems for we. Una sit down, una they follow the useless one they don't buy and sell. Then they run for 2028 elections. Then they go and campaign for 2028 elections. Where they're not going for even see. So they're not going to even see the elections. So if they're not going to even see the 2028 elections, then they run for uncertainty, then left the certainty. I cannot imagine how people can be so stupid. Now I can say, refuse for them to describe you as a stupid fool. I cannot imagine how people could be so stupid, then they left the certainty, then they go to the uncertainty. You know, say you don't win this election. Now you get this election. Stand by the man we win the election. Una stand by him and defend them. Una the Allah for say the man don't sell. Una say that they go for the next one. Una don't even know how they get for conduct them. The same Muhammad can wake on it. They say get for resign soon. But however, Marabio illegally they occupy. Now you get for appoint back electoral commissioner. And the appointment you know say go get for doing bidding for them. Una still that they run for 2028. Una left stupidity. Now listen to this, mommy. And by the way, this video is in my channel. I know some person they get difficulties for download videos in my channel, but I even share on some of the platform them. This lady, una listen to what's happening across Africa. Democracies are dying. Democracies are being tested. We'll get Dr. Suma Kamara today. Let we hold her with two hands. Let be patient. We know so they call for a can tell we who side and then our police transition. But with the patient with them, we stand with them because it's the only hope we'll get in democracy today. Una listen.
The opposition in Tanzania, his deputy, his secretary general, members of his party have been arrested, harassed. Some of them have broken limbs, and members of the public coming to attend the case have also been harassed. One of them actually died out of beatings by the police. These are very, very serious.
Tanzania, what did happen in Tanzania? This is East Africa. This is why Marabio is becoming emboldened. Because again, there's another very important development when they happen with the ICC. And I know say Marabio and go glad that they celebrate. The ICC prosecutor Karim Khan, Donald Trump don't sanction her. To the point where you're not even able for access to email. And they put this out there for that. Because when they follow up, Sierra Leoneans, not they follow up. When I go look up this information. Karim Khan, we for prosecute people like Marabio. We for prosecute and terrible leaders there. This president, we can be president in Kenya, where this man reach the Ruto, will be president too. They be even don't invite them at the ICC. They even a case at the ICC. They allow a commodity back. He can't contest elections. They like today win the elections like Kenya. Una see what happen across Africa. Una sit on the play. Una the follow them there. Instead of una can't join hand with Dr. Suma Kamara for defend democracy and protect democracy. You know, I don't want to call out people like Kamarimba. What you do, I'm sorry for her. You know, when you look at him, you listen to a brother we lost. For them man in a prison almost 4 years. Where he come out, when I see him where they run, they go Arsenal, go to the field, go to the locker room. And they make up for lost times. I get it. That's part of therapy. It's a psychological trauma. You have to heal. So I understand what they go through, why he's doing what he's doing. So I need Tasker. Because right now they pay attention to himself. For him man himself. Because he's sick. When they lock you up, then kind of way and they take advantage by you, psychologically you become encumbered. You become traumatized. And I hope say they seek therapy. I hope say get a psychiatrist or a psychologist where they see one way or the other for help him through the healing process. But he's doing a good job for heal himself. But these are the real issues with Kamarimba for engaging. But as he say, capture in India and the Yoslidicus case. Where I can ginger up the case, I can see he come back and say I can do audio for remind me of Yoslidicus and all that stuff then they. But the real political issues. Even on this matter, also with the elections, Till this day, come on, man, for talk on this issue yet. But I see people, they pay attention to him. We sympathize with him. We're sorry for him. What he go through was wrong. It should not have been subjected to. Giving the facts of what we know, the man don't deny the crimes absolutely, outrightly, and everything. But anyway, Sierra Leoneans, we get this issues as under. That the issue are this current fact that the disaggregated data, the results is not available. We know for tolerate them. When I see when I come and do a live, I talk about them. I show una the website of ECSL. I show una Liberia the website. I show una Ghana the website. ECSL take down the page. What's in them plan? I don't know. Because they know say it's wrong. Democracies are dying across Africa. Una listen to this lady. Una see the opposition inside Tanzania. I don't know say this woman is terrible. The woman when a president way Samia, where Magufuli hand over power to. I don't know say it's terrible. I just happy for look this guy in Twitter page. Now in Twitter page, I see the YouTube link where you do this interview. I just click on it out of curiosity. God make I listen to that. I'm so disappointed. I'm like, yes, Tanzania is making progress economically, infrastructurally, but how can your political system be so rough on opposition? Lock up the opposition secretary general, lock up the leader of the opposition. They support Alebako, they kind of court for can witness the case system. Then they beat them up. As a result, one of them die. Now in this woman, they explain so. Sierra Leoneans, wake up. Wake up. Now listen to this.
Very, very serious issues. On the neighboring side, Uganda, a key member state of the East African community, Dr. Kisa Besige has been in custody together with his friend Obed Lusale since November last year when they were abducted from Kenya, renditioned to Uganda and charged before a military court. Even though the case now has moved from the military court to a civilian court, it is based on the same acts that the court found unconstitutional. And they have been kept behind bars. It's now going to 6 months since they were illegally incarcerated. 16th of this month will be 6 months since their arrest. We will be in court.
You see what they tell you now? Now the woman don't take me to what's happening na Uganda. Uganda, Usai Museveni day. Remember when Malawi we go work at Museveni na Uganda? Museveni they go now for a sixth term. Almost over 40 years now. We don't need a power. A dictator. Man when I be military uniform wear, he said they're oppressing people, they can't fight for them. Now, they don't hold Dr. Besigwe, when one of the people that would all be there at the freedom fight. Now they arrest them from last year, November, and 6 months they cancel. This month, the 16th, they make us 6 months. Where they hold her, then charge her with treason. Now in this woman, they explain so. We are playing in Sierra Leone. When I get somebody like a Dr. Samora Kamara, we stand up for defend democracy today. And Eskoroma, former president, when for don't protect, we name for protect we. It ain't for protect himself. It ain't exile, shame, disgrace, sad, pathetic life now they live in exile. Disgusting life now they live in exile. A pathetic life in exile. A low life in exile. He did in exile in Nigeria. A former president cannot protect himself and therefore protect his people. The lowest of the low in society. Now he be there like today. Exile. You don't get my kind of young country. You say born where he be president for 2 times. Shame and disgrace. Dr. Soma Kamara stand up with we. When I see the other say the man sell. Instead of when I can't team up with them, when I get for suffer. If we not stand up with Dr. Soma Kamara, when I get for suffer. And they talk the word suffer and it make us suffer. Let us feel the pain of suffer. When I get for suffer. When I can't stand with Dr. Soma Kamara. When I get for cry tomorrow, some of we get for the watchuna. For the watchuna. When I say babuyayo, the cook as go say tenteleo. When I say tenteleo now, or the watchuna. When I can't stand with Dr. Soma Kamara, when I can't ask for the ongoing political transition, let we know side we day. Now we have responsibility that one day. We are supposed to stand for democracy. Let nobody not tell you say person sell. Dr. Soma Kamara don't stand up. Say to independent speech. Where I do a video where I don't share with you now. They see back, they see. The man don't tell when I say it is stand by in victory. the fact that they for reinstate them and in power as the rightful winner. It don't tell us say Mama Kana Wekone sinfully rigged the elections. He rigged the election with sin. Mama Kana Wekone family in generations here unborn go suffer for this, then go pay the price. Mama Kana Wekone's family go pay the price for this that I come today. The name Kone go be extinct in that nation one day. When you read the word Kone, I swear to God, and they go change the name, they pull that Kone behind. I like the no family self with Kone. Until it reach that point in Africa, where certain names become taboo. I swear to God, we banish names them. You go see where people go begin all the family members them accountable. Say, hey, do the right thing. Oh, I'm not ready for change my name yet. Una listen to this. Una listen to this.
In Kampala on the 20th, 21st, when their case comes up for mention. In the neighboring Burundi, the CNL, the main opposition party, led by Honorable Agathon Rwasa, was
now it reached Burundi. It's only man take us side by side. It begins Tanzania, it is Uganda. From Uganda, it reached to Burundi. All of these things are happening across East Africa. Democracy is dying. Instead of can stand up with Dr. Samura Kamara, Law can defend and protect with democracy in Sierra Leone. We don't get a dictator right now in the position of Marabio, a dictator. But Dr. Samura Kamara don't stand the ground saying a lie, not under a watch. Instead of can join them, they'll get power. Let the people get power. Una depa tribalism, una depa partisanship, una depa nepotism, una think about una region, una think about una section, una get una blind godfathers, una support the godfathers them very blindly. Instead of can stand with Dr. Samura Kamara, we stand up for the interests of the country. We stand up for the interests of national good. When I say the man sell, instead of can team up with them, it's getting close to attaining his power. Una they play, una sit down, una want democracy die na Sierra Leone, like democracy die na East Africa. So, una listen attentively. It reach Burundi. They can't tell me what's happening inside Burundi now. Burundi, una listen.
Was wrestled from the hands of Rwasa sometime last year by members, a few disgruntled members, supported by the ruling party, by the state, and they became registered as the officials of the opposition party, depriving of Agathon Rwasa his deputies.
So what's in the Burundi? Now what's in Marabio do Salonso? By the opposition, then shift the opposition party, then split up. Then the government recognize this other faction, we go split. Where now they don't capture them. They don't capture the opposition. Then the actual party, then they suppress the leader of the actual party, splits the party, the opposition, they split up. Then the government don't control the pathway split. Like how we see happen in Sierra Leone. Dr. Samura Kamara don't team up, they don't put his foot down for protect democracy. Una they go and say the man sell. The man don't tell una say, una hand over my power to me. They don't call the international community, say, the ongoing political transition, una the supervisor. Una tell this man, let's stop this nonsense where they pan. That peace now I want. Impatient the wrong thing. Incessant on talker. We all know. We all patience the wrong thing. Lord continue for hold on, Salon people. Lord continue for hold on and support Dr. Samura Kamara and get the support we need. The day where he says, Sheng, all man, everybody prepare. Get you jeans ready. Get you boots ready. Because no one nobody will tie la pack come on at it. Nobody wear a back come on at it. Wear your shoes. Wear your jeans or sis. Tie your belt tight. Ready for any way Dr. Samura Kamara go call Fornah. If not for say for Sidona house now, una Sidona house. Now this woman it walk with through. Una listen. Salon people, we go make una go learn for pay attention. Una imagine some of una, I know say the lack of internet and this and that, but busy persona. But they take the time. So take it there, they never be work and they listen and in passing. And they put on one they play in passing. And they catch one. Why they are focused? But for pay attention more to Africa. Because we care about una. So we do the research for una. Una learn for begin to research for una self. Una come be any short TikTok video them. Una come be any local video them. Una will learn for pay attention to the real issues. Una listen here.
These deputies and their members around the country have a platform to participate in elections this year, clearly killing the opposition. You can see what is common in those three countries is, and I'll come to talk about Kenya because we are in the same boat. What is common in those three countries is that elections are nearing Uganda general elections are in January next year. The opposition in Uganda is being hunted, not only Dr. Kizza Besigye, but Bobi Wine, who now heads the largest opposition party, his members, his supporters, and even himself and the party headquarters are under continuous surveillance and attack by the UPDF, not even by the regular police, by the army, whose commander-in-chief is President Museveni, who is himself a candidate in the same elections. So the pattern is for the incumbents to use their incumbency, to use the security forces and the justice system to be ahead and to declare themselves winners by killing the opposition. Fast forward in Kenya, the Gen Z protests of last year demanding accountability.
This woman, they break down everything for Fornah. Salon people, what do they want to tell Una? This woman, she was a former justice minister. You know, some people pass you. You know, intelligent pass you. Yes, you don't need the reins of power. You don't need the corridors of power. But we understand these issues just as much as she understands these issues. Burundi, Tanzania, Uganda, what's in the happy? Oppositions there, they need to kill. They kill opposition party them. Either they hijack opposition party like how they do in Burundi. Tanzania, they lock up the opposition members them. Uganda, Bobi Wine, Unasabiam now, the youngest. We don't win elections in Uganda for the past 2 cycles. But Museveni, they hand over power. Then they rig the elections now. But Bobi Wine and the people of Uganda want. Then they call him the people's president. He even gets a documentary on Netflix. If you now look at Bobi Wine in documentary on Netflix. Now in the people of Uganda want. But Museveni continue for hold on to power. This woman not summarize all this thing to you. Marabio vision for become the Musevenis. That is his vision. So what you don't capture the opposition. But Dr. Sumak the last man standing. And by the way, I know say Brother Woody, they call him Bateng Bang. Forgive me. But Dr. Sumak is the last man standing. I think so for had that title by name. The last man standing. I think everybody who for put on day, the last man standing. Now he stand now for democracy. He is the last hope that we have for democracy in Sierra Leone. Dr. Samar Kamara is the last man standing. So who did there? Where they put her now? Or for anything, or for a bung. You know what you call her. But I think said yeah, bro, other inside the last man standing is the last man standing for democracy in Sierra Leone. The last man standing. This is very serious. I'm not playing. I'm not saying I'm not joking. But it's the last man standing. Some people Dr. Sumak is the last man standing at the gate of democracy in Sierra Leone. Don't take this lightly. The last man standing. From now on, so many refer to her, the last man standing. When I listen now, they talk about what's they happy now. Now Kenya, in your country. When I listen to her.
Transparency and accountability was stopped through use of force, deliberate shoot to kill, injuring of so many, and abductions now have become the order of the day. They continue. The justice system has not been able to defend the citizens so far against these abductions. They are ongoing. So you can see that in the Jumuiya, a majority of the leaders are seen working in cooperation, are using their incumbency to actually extinguish the fire of the opposition. I'll emphasize more on Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. They were leading in democratic tradition. What is happening in them is very significant. For the Jumuiya, instead of showing the way to younger states like South Sudan, like Somalia.
Hey, boy, somebody they be any mommy in background if in kitchen. I don't know why not tell them say they're on live when they scatter plates, all kind of nonsense. Anyways, I left and I asked people them. When I go and go listen this, it in my channel, and I go upload them. When I go find the YouTube channel itself, I go do a screenshot. So I go share my channel, so I go see the YouTube page. So now I go listen the whole live itself, and I plan for do a live on this. So I go see them. It's sad. It's sad for we country. It's sad for Africa Therefore, we Sierra Leoneans, the last man standing is Dr. Samara Kamara. Let us stand with him and support him until they get him in power we rightfully deserve. And we don't say they get in power. Some people will not play, will not accept him. When we get elections that the people and vote, now it matter. When the people go vote, you for respect the votes of the people. I left for now. Bye bye, everybody. Have a beautiful day.